So, okay, so let me get in this real quick, right? I don't know if we said this on a pod or you told me this in person where you said I need to get a calendar.
Oh, that was in. I was thinking that was on the fucking pod or the second section.
So I don't know if this was on one of the episodes we did or we said it. But basically I said December 31st was gonna be my date to quit my job or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And you told me
You might have did that after we got done taping.
yeah, so he said, Grimes said, get it. He's like, you got a calendar? And I'm like, yeah, on my phone. He's like, no, a physical calendar, like one you hang up. And I was like, oh, no, I don't get one. He was like, get one, mark the date, so you see it. I'm like, oh, okay, bet, cool. So needless to say, I didn't order the calendar or whatever. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll get to it eventually. So we talked about the on the first episode about could you suffer for 3 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when we came up with the date when I said the 31st. That
Right.
was definitely, I remember saying that. So that was the goal or whatever. And I kept seeing signs because y'all don't know this, but the same day we recorded that episode, the same time, the same day, 30 minutes across town, Tony Rock is recording Live from the Green Room, shout them out. And they're talking about the exact same topic. Can you give your all to comedy if you work a 9 to 5? I'm not gonna lie, between me and Graham's conversation and seeing that episode, I was like livid. Cause it was like a reflection of my situation. So I was pretty pissed about that. And I was like, fuck, man, this is a sign. I gotta figure this out. December ain't coming fast enough or whatever. So fast forward, a few more things happened and I got irritated. And I was like, you know what? I gotta make the leap now. So I set a date for April 18th to be my last day of work. I ordered a calendar on Monday, right? Here's the plot twist. Calendar comes today. Amazon, it's at my desk, it's at my door when I get home from work. I quit today.
What?
I quit today.
The job?
Yeah. So I quit before the calendar even got here. I ordered that shit on Monday.
Hey, but we on live. Right? We live right now?
We live, dog.
You quit the job
I quit the job this morning.
that we discussed you would quit in December and maybe potentially April.
Yeah.
You walked out the job?
I mean, I did my shift.
You was there physically.
Yeah.
And what did you say when you walked out?
I went in. Okay, so here's what happened.
Where's the DJ noise at? What the fuck?
So look, okay, so here's what happened, right? I didn't even want to tell you on the phone.
Lead with this conversation. We had hours in the podcast.
I wanted to
go ahead, man.
I thought it would fuck up the rest of the episode.
No fucking way. That's the fucking lead. Nigga, this is news. You don't fucking wait. Oh, at the end of the news show. By the way, guys, a bomb just landed in LA. Have a good night. Like, no, nigga, the fuck.
Back to you, Ron, in the studio.
Back to you. Start with the bomb every time. Continue, nigga, or start. What the fuck?
So, all right, so look. So, okay. I don't want to I basically gave you the rundown. We had the conversation. Mm-hmm. No. Let's go back a little bit before that. We had Tone on the podcast, right?
For sure.
We talked to him. We didn't talk about nothing about that. And then, and I don't know if we talked about this, what I'm about to bring up on a podcast, but I said, when I did the shows with you guys in Ontario that weekend, I said, I sat in the green room, it was me, you, Tone, and Fox. And I know I didn't elaborate on this, but it felt like everyone was talking, but I was like kind of spaced out in my own world. Like I'm listening, but it's like everything slowed down. And I was looking at this like, this sucks because this is like, I know when I leave here tonight, it's over for this week. Like, I don't know when it's going to happen again. And that feeling was killing me. I think that was the first thing that started to put the wheels in motion. So that happened. And I was like, fuck. And I told you, going to work, I told Tone too, I said it in the green room. I said, going to work on Monday is going to feel like when you got that crush on a girl in high school. This is before cell phones, social media. You wear your best outfit on Monday, can't wait to see her after the weekend, and then she don't come to school. You in school Monday, sick all day, got to wait till Tuesday. That's how I knew I was going to feel when I got to work on Monday, and I did. It felt worse than that. And I was like, this sucks. Then me and you talked about it, leaving a job, maybe like the next week. Then Tone's episode came out The next day, basically the same exact conversation. I called Tone. He said, me and Grammy was just talking about you. He just left to go pick up the merch. We were just talking about you. And I was like, yeah, dog. He's like, you'll know when it's time. He's like, you won't have a doubt about it. I'm like, yeah, I know, bro. Appreciate it. He was like, no doubt. I'll leave it at that. Keep going about my day or whatever. Then I was seeing little shit that was irritating me. Then we talked about the bank job. When I said they see me at work and you start talking about how dude told you to make jokes. All that shit was happening. I was getting frustrated. Last week, we recorded the episode on a different day. So I was rushing to get it posted on YouTube. I had to get up at 3 a.m. to do it. That fucked my whole Monday up because I had to get it posted. And I remember my day was off. Got to work and was like, man, something feels wrong. I couldn't figure it out. I felt sick, but not like head cold or like throw up or shit sick. Just like basically it was anxiety, which I figured that out. I was like, man, I don't feel good at all, but I'm gonna just work. Working. Bunch of bullshit's happening throughout the day. Not even my fault, just dumb shit. I'm like, fuck. I break off of my route, go back to the yard to get my truck clean because one of the dumpsters I dumped had all this taco shit in it and it spilled all over the window. So I couldn't even see out I had to go get it clean. Came back frustrated as hell. And I was looking on my phone at something from our channel. Can't remember what it was, but I was looking at it and I was like, whatever. Put the phone away, start backing out of the spot, hit a car. Like swipe the car that was parked. Because my mind was thinking about this shit. I was irritated. And at that moment, I was like, swear to God, I don't care. Fire me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I remember thinking that, right? Call my supervisor. Supervisor shows up, takes pictures, we're talking or whatever. She hits me with you do comedy? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, you found out. Why the fuck? She's like, basically, why ain't you doing it? I'm like, well, I got bills. And she was like, nah. You came out here. Why you not doing? Why you here? I start to proceed to make excuses. She's like, you a grown man. I like you a lot. You're a good person. You're one of my favorite drivers. I can't tell you what to do. Leave this fucking job. Like, why are you here? Like, just leave. Just tell them you're done. And I was like, nah, I got to wait till April. My daughter's birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll do it then. She was like, I know you're probably worried, like, how you going to pay your bills and this and that. God will make a way. So get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I'm going to turn this paperwork in or whatever, but make these, wrap it up. She was that blunt, like, I'm rooting for you. Gets in her truck. I finished the route. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking like, man, I'm battling with it now, right?
Snowball effect, bro.
It's all this shit is happening. And now it's like, I feel like I can't ignore the signs too much. So Tuesday I get to work. They like, yeah, you're not going to go out on the route today. You're just going to sit around here. Basically just do nothing for 8 hours to get paid. Because they're like, we want you to just get focused again. And I'm thinking like, you should have did this yesterday. You had me work for 7 more hours after the accident. Don't give me a break today. But I was like, you know what? I ain't going to complain. I'm going to just sit and chill. I'm chilling. Boom, boom, boom. That's when I decided on the April date was on Tuesday. I was like, fuck it. April is my daughter's birthday. The Friday before her birthday, that's my last day. I'm going to go home, spend her 16th birthday with her, and that's it. That was my plan. Told my boy on the phone. He says, yo, bro, not to be fucking, telling you what's going on. You ain't going to make it till April. You can say whatever the fuck you want to me. You're not going to make it till April. I'm like, nah, I'm on 3 months. That's not far at all. I'll be able to stack up a little bit more. He was like, yeah, all right, bro. Let me know when you're done. All right, whatever. Hang up. Whatever, nigga. Go to the gym. Now, here's the where it gets good, John. I go to the gym at 3 o'clock. I've never in my life since I've been in LA got to the gym at 3 o'clock. Because when I didn't have a job before, I went in the mornings. And then now that I got a job, I go at like 6 at night. Never in the middle of the fucking day, ever. Never got there at 3 o'clock. I get there and working out. I got one exercise left. I see 2 older white dudes. They're working out on the dips. I'm like, yo, how many sets y'all got? He was like, we just started. You could work in with us. I bet. He's like, you want to go now? I'm like, nah, I got 60 seconds. He's like, cool. I'm doing shit. I'm like, all right, gentlemen, thank you, man. Have a good evening. They're like, yo, you a comedian? Now I'm thinking it's the universe. It's not. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I got a shirt that says comedian Mike Murphy and got my face on it. I forgot I had that on. Is you a comedian? I was like, he's like, the shirt. I was, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, how's it going? How's comedy going? I was like, what? He's like, how's it going? Like, how's comedy going? I was like, it's funny you asked that. I said, in April, I'm putting in my 2 weeks to leave. I'm gonna quit to focus on this. Da, da, da. He was like, hey, yeah, you know that all the things you want are right outside of your comfort zone. And you'll never get them until you leave your comfort zone. So whether it's today, tomorrow, April, it ain't gonna happen until you leave your comfort zone. I was like, oh, we start talking some more. Dude ends up being a former Marine sniper and Navy SEAL. I'm like, oh shit, talking to dude, we cool. I'm in the military, we chopping it up. Before I leave, he's like, y'all believe in you, you're gonna be famous. Keep going, bro. But remember, it's never gonna happen while you got one foot in, one foot out. You can't balance them both. So good luck. You know, I'll see you around. I'm like, cool. He follows me on Instagram. I follow him back. I go to his page. He's friends with Bill Burr, Adam Sandler. He never fucking even mentioned that to me. Like, he didn't even want to tell me he was in a sniper. His boy was like, oh, bro, he's a Marine. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I'm driving home thinking about those words. I woke up this morning and was thinking, like, nothing happens until you get out of your comfort zone. And I'm thinking, like, right now, me from here till April was still technically my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what if the thing that's going to change my life or start the process of that is meant to happen way before April? And I miss it or postpone it because I'm waiting till April. I got to work, punched in, did everything. My supervisor been gone the last 2 days. She's sick. So I didn't even see her. I said, cool. I came in from the route, went in and signed my little write-up for the car accident. Yeah, big dog, I ain't gonna be able to do this no more. I came out here for this. He was like, I respect the shit out of that. You got a dream, chase it. You're young, go for it now. We love you here. You're good. You know, this is one little incident you had. We ain't tripping on this. But I mean, he didn't say it like that, but basically the gist of it was like, you need anything from me, you got my number. I respect it. Shook my hand and was like, I wish you the best. Bet. Walked out, got in my car. Was like, I gotta talk about it today on a I've never been more excited, dog.
You out in the streets now.
Yeah, dog.
Graduated to the streets. Welcome to the other side. We've been expecting you.
Yeah, I was like,
Bro.
shit, dog.
Congrats, man. First of all, congrats. When we did those chats, I soft underhand pitch too. Like, oh yeah, man, make a day at the end of the year, make a blah blah blah. But then when I went to talk to Tony about it, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way you can go all the way. You can't look out that far. That's like a fucking adopted puppy telling you gonna get a home next year. Like, what the fuck? Nobody wants to wait a year to find out how their life gonna be. And then so like when you jump out there, and it's hard to try to have the conversation with somebody when you out there, right? You like, I'm already out here, dog. Shit's miserable. I can't even explain to you how miserable it is, but you gotta at least get out here with us so you can know what it's like, how cold your toes gonna be, nigga.
Swear to God.
So like it feels different trying to convince somebody, oh yeah, this is so nice over here, this hell. But in reality, man, this free hell is still better than like a cold, shitty heaven. Like that's what it feels like, bro. Like, so the freedom I have to do what I can and want to do, I can't put a price on it. And I can't put a manager on it either because I ain't one. Fuck them. Fuck all leadership. Fuck all the constraints in the box you used to be in. This is your chance to write your schedule, write your paycheck, write your PTO, write your coworkers, write your, you know what I'm saying, your leadership and your subordinates. Everything comes from you being able to have a blank canvas like you have right now.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say, and this is in terms of like me looking back over the years now and like just trying to really remember like how I first hit the ground.
Yeah.
I hit the ground hard. Pause. Like I really say, this is my first day out. Like Gucci Mane, first day out, let me go crazy. Like I went out all night, mic'd shows all night, every night. And I might have been on gun ho, like really gun ho, like really hitting it so much without as the best idea for what I really want to get done incrementally.
Yeah.
I think that's important. But you can see from us, and when you start telling people what you did, the help comes immediately. Like as soon as I announced I was out, niggas want to meet with me to write, niggas want to meet with me to chat and get coffee, niggas want to talk to me about, yo, what you working on, blah blah. Let's talk, let's discuss some shit. And I'm saying like people gonna want to work with you immediately because they see that you out there like they are.
Yeah.
So be ready for the love, be ready for the questions, be ready for the like collabs. Everything's gonna come to you right away, bro.
It's funny you say that because I seen this thing on YouTube a while back. This dude, I don't know if he did it, but they're talking about a study they did. And they had a guy who broke down on the side of the highway, right? He's in his car, got the flashers on, he's just sitting in his car. No one pulled over at all, ever to help. Everyone just kept driving, kept driving, kept driving. Same guy came back, like looped around, got out the car, and was like pushing the car. Mad people jumped out to help him. And he said, what that signified is people are always willing to help you when they see you're willing to help yourself first.
Yeah.
If you sit in that car not doing shit, why the fuck would I get out and help you? You ain't even trying to do it.
It's imperative that you show what you want and put out there what you want. Like I'm currently in a position where I'm like, yo, man, I really want to get representation, management, agent, shit like that.
Yeah.
But I never vocalize it. I never articulate it. I never tell people. And I'm around a lot of people who I think could maybe give me at least advice. If they ain't got to refer me to their people, they can
Yeah,
at least
some
be like,
kind
yo,
of
this is
insight.
what I would do if I was you. But I don't even put it out there that, yo, I'm really thinking that I need representation so I can just book some more shit comedy wise. Not even audition wise, just comedy wise. And I was like, how often am I telling people saying it out loud? How often am I saying the quiet parts out loud? Make yourself vulnerable enough to show, hey guys, things are going well, but I still need help. I still need a little direction. I need a little bit more of a person reaching out and extending the hand. Like you have to be vulnerable in this weird phase of vulnerability. As ironic as it sounds, you got to be okay with saying, "Oh yeah, I ain't got everything I want, and I'm chasing it," and let people go, "Yeah, I see you chasing it. I just didn't know you were chasing it." Like sometimes you got to show us you're chasing.
Yeah, you
it.
gotta. It's like you gotta put it out there.
Absolutely.
Like it's funny when you walked in and you was like, "Yo, both these balconies are yours. You're gonna have to get rid of them." And I was thinking he don't even know.
That's hilarious.
Like you know what I'm saying? And I just thought about this too. Just when we were just talking, you said something. When we did have Tone on, there was something he brought up. So now I'm thinking about it. We might have been talking about this when he was on our episode. He said, did you ever see the video about Jim Carrey where he said his dad was the funniest man he known, but he didn't take the risk?
Oh, yeah.
And he got fired from his job. That video is saved in my phone. And it just popped up. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, my dad, he's like, if you could fail doing something you hate, you might as well try and maybe fail doing something you love. And that's what Tone said. And I seen the video again. I was like, oh shit. Like all that was just too much for me. It's like not chasing my passion became making me feel like I was in a prison.
When it comes down like that, bro, like the minute you cracked open the egg and brought it out, that's the thing about putting yourself out there, right? As soon as you put yourself out there, everything starts raining down in terms of like, oh, you want to be free? Okay, watch all this pressure to be free about to hit you everywhere you look now. That's immediately what happened, bro. What are the odds? We've been taping this shit for weeks on weeks on weeks. The minute you say that shit out loud, everything goes to, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you doing right now? Like what? There is no time like the present. That's the truest definition of that phrase. There's no way they could say, all right, 8 months, I'm out here. That's not how art works. That's not how creativity works.
Don't, bro.
That's not how like my best opportunities came, some of the best opportunities I had came the year I quit. Weeks after I quit, months after I quit, right after I quit. I was like, oh my God, what? I created the comedy festival 6 months after I quit.
And I remember that. I remember you hit me up about
what are
it.
the odds of that shit? Like I was like, when would I have ran into the people that needed to give me a building for comedy? When would I have ran into them at the bank every day? I wouldn't have.
It's so crazy. My boy was just texting me. Right, I'm gonna read this shit to you because he sent this. He was texting me right before we started filming, and I was saying I sent him a text and he's like, you asked. He was like, the universe opened the doors for you to see. I think you're a lot more connected to that shit than you believe. And I was like, maybe I just don't realize that. He's like, yeah, you have a gift with that shit too, but you just don't want to. I'm like, what you mean? He was like if you're in tune, if you want to be, most people never will be. And he's like, as soon as you say that shit and you put it out there, you get it. Because this didn't start happening until I started saying something. And I was just like, oh shit. And then it was like, really, it probably really would have never happened if I wasn't doing this with you. Because, and I don't even know how to say this without it sounding crazy. It was like, you were a constant reminder of what I wasn't doing right. Because I would see you doing the things I want to do and it'd be like, nigga, why aren't you doing that? You know what I mean? Like,
We need that just as much as we need the things that aren't there too. Like when I was around comics I thought weren't doing well, and I was like, I shouldn't be around these comics that aren't doing well. Like they're not doing well at all, and I'm around them a lot. And if it's uncomfortable to say to myself, but I was like,
what am I doing?
how can we get better if none of us are nice like that?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if I
yeah.
believe I'm nice like that, this does not make sense to me that I should be like around comics that are not progressing like I am. And it was like, okay. And then I went to my crew started changing, but I got around comics. The reality started to set shit where I had to focus on my comedy and get better and all that shit. And then I look around now and I go, oh, these comics funny around me now. This is what I thought I need to be around. Funny comics all the time that are doing well. Like it's nothing wrong with you. It's like there's nothing wrong with the people you're around either. Like it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They already are.
Yeah.
But if you're progressing and building, your surroundings should look like that. Where you should go. You should see a person in front of you and go, I want that. Yeah, I want some of that success that comes along with hard work. And that's why I think Tony, I don't know why. To me, I always think it's interesting that Tony is the comic that popped into my life because I was like, bro, I need to see somebody that was always working.
Always.
I need to see somebody's motor always on and never get bored with the shit and take every night like it's a new challenge for me to go, you can do that too. Wow, you still don't lose it. You don't got to lose a fire. Like 25 plus years doing it, you still don't got to be like, no, I'm trying to kill this whole fucking lineup tonight. Like when I saw that shit, I was like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Every fucking like, I needed to see somebody doing that shit so I could go, okay, so I'm not crazy for feeling this way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm honored, you know what I'm saying, that you saw that and said, yeah, nigga, I want that. And it was not funny. I kind of thought that. I thought you were seeing some of the stuff I was doing. I was like, yo, man. And as a creator and as a competitive person, your brain should make you go, yo, I should be doing that too. Fuck. I should get some of that. I need to be on that action too. Why am I at this? Why am I punching in anybody's clock right now when niggas doing the fun shit?
So I'm gonna tell you this, right? We talked about this before. How I met Tone. I told you I seen an interview about him quitting his job, and I was like, "Yo, I seen that."
Right.
I just wanted him to tell me what platform it was on, so I can save it, so I can like go back and listen to it whenever I needed, some inspiration. And that's how we met. We got cool, whatever. And he was like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" This was a Tuesday. I was like, "Nothing. I'm just coming up here." It's a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I'm just coming up here. That's all I do every day is to go to the comedy clubs. He was like, "Oh, I only know one other person that does that, goes to the comedy clubs every night." I was like, "Who?" He was like, "Me. Take my number down. I'm gonna meet you tomorrow. We're gonna go to Supernova. You gonna roll with me?" I'm like, "Bet." And I remember him saying, "I see this nigga everywhere." Right. And I was like, it made me feel good because I'm like, I'm in the spot. Same thing. Sydney Castile. Shout out to Sydney. That's my guy. When I first moved out here, I seen him in the Laugh Factory. He's like, "Bro, I don't know your name or nothing, but I know you're a comedian." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "And you know how I know?" I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I see you everywhere I'm at. And I know you're paying to get in these places because nobody knows you." I'm like, "Yeah, I just moved out." He's like, "Just keep going. You'll make it." Now we talk on the phone. We friends. You know what I mean? Like, that was a nigga that I just was like, "Oh, I see him on stage all the time." You know what I mean? But he's seen that. And then guess what? I got to a point where I hadn't seen Tone in so long. Cause when's the last time you see me at Ruby Tuesdays? Probably well over a year.
Over a year.
Not because I don't want to be out. I got work. I got other shit. Like, then when I started realizing I was doing background acting with Central Casting. It's not, I didn't do it for the pay. It's okay. But I did it for the experience. They were sending me, "Are you available?" No, 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 no. To the point where I just had to deactivate the account, like basically put it like on a temporary hold. Because every time they send me a thing, I'm never available because I got work. And I started looking at all the pros and cons, like I'm missing acting jobs. I ain't seen Tone. And really reminded me of that? When Herm did his shit, Tone was like, "I see this nigga everywhere." And I remember he said the same thing about me, and now I wasn't doing that. When I did the show with y'all,
Mm-hmm.
I did good. The jokes was fire and all that. But I remember thinking, like, I haven't even had a chance to work on none of my other material. And I remember thinking, like, we do these jokes for a while and get better and better. But when that's the only jokes you got that are good to go, polished, because you've been working on them, you're like, I ain't had time to work on none of my other shit. I got a bunch of
Yeah.
that was making me feel some type of way. And I'll say this out loud for the first time. I purposely wasn't going to Tone's Wednesday night shows after that first one because I didn't want him to put me on
Throw you up.
stage and have to do the same jokes I just did in Ontario. He'd be like, nigga, where's the rest of the shit at? So I just was not going. So I was
Yeah.
like, because I can make time for one night to be like, oh, I'll skip the
Absolutely.
gym. But I didn't want to do that. And I was embarrassed to be like, these are the jokes. And I got other jokes that could probably, but I hadn't done them in a while because I haven't been doing comedy like that.
Reps.
And
yeah.
all that shit was irritating me. And I was just seeing you, and I'm like, if I don't have a job, I can hit him like, yo, pause. What you doing? Yo, let's do this. All right, bet, come to the crib, whatever, pick me up. Well, you know, whatever. We could be kicking it. We could be writing together, whatever. I ain't got to worry about work. You can't hit me and be like, yo, bro, I got an idea for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's try to squeeze. And that all that was, it's like getting bullied in school. After a while, you're like, I'm killing everybody in here. Like, I'm sick of this shit. And I just had enough. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing this no more.
Bro, literally the first time you started talking about doing this podcast, I immediately thought to myself, this nigga he ain't gonna want to do this during business hours. This shit gonna be on like some evening shit around dinner time. Like I was thinking, that was my first thought. I was like, dang, not working niggas be having the weirdest schedules.
Because initially I wanted to do it on the weekend, but you were like, that's why I didn't ask you at first. Because I was like, he's probably too busy.
No, that's what I was thinking. Like, because I'm at home during the week all day long. Y'all don't know this. I've been home all day long during the week. So I think about like, dang, I'll be at home from 9 to 5, everybody at work. I'm like, that's plenty of time to record a podcast. Like, niggas be working, so I'm probably going to finish podcast at like 7:30 at night when I'm supposed to be dinner time with my family and shit. So, like, I was like, that's so ironic that the availability I have, which seems desirable, you rarely align with anybody else. But like Hollywood world, where they like, yeah, we need you in those time periods.
Do you remember walking out of my house that day and was like, hurry up and quit the job so we can film this in the daytime?
I probably said that because
I think it was the part where you talked about quitting the bank.
Oh yeah.
When you were walking out of my house that night, you was like, yo, I can't wait till you quit the job so we can really shoot this in the day. Like something like, nigga, come on, bro. Like, I'm tired of waiting around. Like, I'm gonna do it because I got to, but let's go.
Yeah, man.
And I just was like, oh, that shit. You think if I call Tone right now to tell him I quit, he'll pick up the phone?
Yeah, why not? Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, call nigga.
Oh, this is the wrong phone.
Hilarious.
Let me see if he pick up. I doubt he does. He don't never fucking answer the phone. But if he do, it'll be good for the fucking episode and shit. Let me see where we at.
What up, boy?
Yo, what's good, bro?
What's the deal?
Yo, me and Grimes is here filming a podcast. You live on air.
Okay, what's good?
I quit my job today.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Are you ready for this, nigga?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm more excited than I ever been, dog. You said something to me when I talked to you the other day about the episode y'all did. You was like, you'll know when it's time. But everything, all the signs was just beating down my door. I just couldn't take it anymore. I felt like a prison.
All right, so you know that like everything is on your back now. You literally put your back up against the wall, and you're gonna have to work crazy hard. You do know this.
No, I'm aware.
Okay.
But I wanted to call you and tell you because I said I know you're gonna be in my corner, but I had to hit you up and let you know. I was like, I don't even think he's gonna pick up. He'll never answer the phone, but I guess you knew.
No, you know what's funny? I'm sitting here right now, and I looked at the phone. I saw it ring a couple times, and Charleston's upstairs sleeping, so I'm like, yo, I don't want to talk loud and wake up Charleston. I was like, I'll just hit him back later. Then I'm like, nah, he might have really something important to say. So I was like, let me pick up the phone.
Yeah, bro, I just wanted to let you know, man. So, yeah, you're a part of this moment, man. I did it today.
Yo, that's real, bro. Welcome to now. Listen, now, as my father would say, now the work really starts.
It starts. We got to get to it.
Now the work really starts.
Let's get it.
Facts.
So, go ahead, bro. Enjoy the rest of your night, but I just wanted to let you know that, man.
Yo, tomorrow's a new day, brother.
It's a new day, bro.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Later.
All right.
Later.
All right.
Well, this calls for a toast.
Yeah, let's get this shit.
That's crazy, man. Man, this anybody watching this is a monumental moment in any creator, artist, entrepreneur. I don't want to leave out anybody that has to make this decision because it's a very serious decision you got to make. You go to a fork in your road, right? And you got to make a decision about how much harder can you work for someone else and how much more are you willing to work for yourself. And it's a dilemma, and what are you willing to sacrifice? And for myself, I made that decision a few years ago, and it's hard, man. Especially everybody got real life responsibilities, bills, things like that, and you wonder how bad it could get. And my goal and my hope for you is that the ceiling is way higher than the basement. You know what I'm saying? So that even if there are some dips in this shit, your ups are going to take care of all of that. You know what I'm saying? And if you work hard and y'all don't see as much as I do, this dude Mike is a busy fucking dude, man. He puts a lot of effort into learning shit. And that's one of the first steps is how willing are you to do the work yourself relative to letting somebody else and be dependent on them. He's a self-starter. I know it sounds corny as shit, non-corporate, but he's a self-starter. And so I think that he will not have some of the same uphill battles that a lot of us have when we come out of this shit. So he's disciplined, self-starter, willing to find out the information that we don't know, and is honest about what he doesn't know. So I think this will be a great decision that he made, and I think we'll be able to circle back and look back on this episode and day and be like,
You're trying to make me cry, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
We did it. It's a fun time. I've already been drinking, so I'm already celebratory.
Before we take this toast, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not as worried as some people, right?
For sure.
I was talking to my man back home. He's like a big brother to me, and when I told him what I was doing, when I still had the April date, he was like, "I'm with you, whatever." Boom, boom, boom. He paid for some of my acting classes before. He gave me some money for one of my cameras. He's always there supporting, right? So what I told him was, when I got indicted, 2011, I lost my job right before that happened, and then I got kicked out of my apartment because they kicked the door down. You know what I mean? The landlord was like, "Nigga, you can't stay here, nigga. You get indicted and shit." So I didn't have nowhere to go. I was homeless. I was sleeping in my car for 2 weeks. Had my kid, but I only had her on the weekends. So when I would get her on the weekend, I would just like nonchalantly kind of like fall asleep in my grandma's house so I can wash her up there. Like I act like it wasn't intentional, but it was. Like I can't have my daughter in the car with me. Then when she would go back, I would shower at LA Fitness, sleep in the car. My mom found out, was like, no, let me stay with her ex-husband, like talked him into it or whatever. I was training to get my CDL. I was working for a school bus company. I was driving a school van. I had Down syndrome kids, autistic kids, like kids with special needs. It was like 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them on a van. They had an aide. And this was a nigga I went to school with, my man's. It just happened to, he met there. I was making, after taxes, I think it was $184 a week after taxes. From August of 2011 to the weekend right before Thanksgiving. I think it might have been like November 18th or something. And I got my CDL that day. From August to November, began all of August, all of September, all October, almost all of November, 4 months. I made $184 a week. Was sleeping in my car for 2 of those weeks. Could barely eat, struggling. I thought the world was going to end. I never felt pain like that in my life. And I got through it and came out crazy on top. Like, I still got way more to go, but at the time I was like, look at me. I bought a big ass house, all this shit. But I never thought it was going, that moment. And when you told me, can you suffer for 3 years for that other year to pay off? And I was like, yeah, I could. No, I could. So even if I'm shitty having to eat dollar tacos somewhere to be like, this will hold me over till, whenever. As long as I can go on stage and don't have to wake up and check in with a motherfucker and be like, why you ain't here today? Nah.
Your mental's going to be rich. Before you get there, your mental's going to be rich.
Yeah, and so I'm happy. So I'm going to toast with this Grand Cormino. Shout out to Kevin Hart. Because if you never read his book, you should read it. He talks about his journey and how when he quit his job at the sneaker store, how he ended up paying his rent and all that shit. It's a good read, but so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take the toast to that. And I don't even really drink, but this is something I feel is very a shot. No,
Worthy moment. That's a shot.
yeah, we'll just do a little
Okay.
bit more. John, make the toast, man. You do this. I usually do this, but I want you to do it.
All right. Here's a toast to Mike Murphy beginning the best part of the rest of his life and working career. This is we busting through the wall, and like we
Pause.
said later or said earlier, this is the commitment. There's no looking back, and we only running towards the light. And the light at the end of the tunnel is the award show. It's the red carpet. It's the bright lights of a stage facing us. It's the lights of the paparazzi. It's the lights of flashes of girls taking selfies. That's just how it's gonna go from now on. You are officially a part of the club. No looking back, dream chasing, and let's get this shit going, man. Very proud of you. Glad I'm a big part of it with you.
Let's take this to the next level, and everything else, man. Let's make it happen. 2025.
Yes, sir.
Risk takers.
Cheers to that.
Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm comedian Mike Murphy.
I'm John Grimes, weak as shit as shot taker.
Bitch ass throat. Hey, man, we'll catch y'all next week. Enjoy.